Today I'm going to show you how to make a pom-pom the absolute easiest way I know how. It's easy and it's quick and it doesn't cost much. Here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so you're going to need a few items. One, a bowl for all the bits we're going to cut off instead of putting them all over yourself. Balls of yarn or one ball of yarn. This is 12 strands of green because I want to make a multicoloured green pom-pom. The same effect can be made with one ball of yarn and you just keep going around and around. On the floor I have 12 balls of yarn and it's really messy and it's not recommended because they probably will knot up. But for the sake of a quick pom-pom, I'm just going to leave it like that. The quickest way is to have lots of threads of the same colour if you're making one colour pom-pom. But you don't have to. It just means that you have to wind a bit faster. So firstly, I'm going to make a multicoloured green pom-pom. So I have, I don't know, about 8 different balls of wool, varying shades of green. And all I'm going to do is wrap them around my hand. So I start out by having them down the bottom of my hand, and then when I wrap the wool around, I cross over it so it basically holds itself on. And then all I do, and you'll notice I'm not doing this in any nice neat way, is I just wind and wind and wind around my hand. And you may find the balls of wool get a bit knotted up, but just pull them and they generally will come apart. Okay, so I'm getting to the stage now, because I'm using 8 strands in one hit, that I've almost got enough yarn already to make a small pom-pom. Okay. Nearly there. Nearly there. Okay, so let's say that's going to be about enough. Remembering that I've got lots of strands of yarn here. Mostly I'm going to stop because I've got this one that's knotting up. Okay, well, we'll call it quits there because that's really annoying. Okay, so pair of scissors, cut off. You'll see you've got this now. And you've got a handful of yarn. Okay, so the other thing you then need is another piece of yarn. I just cut that about 2 feet long. Carefully slide it off your hand. This is where sometimes having a second person comes in handy. Now you'll see I have a collection of yarn. Alrighty, take the piece of yarn that you've cut off extra and you're going to tie it around the middle. Okay, can you see that? Alright, and on the flip side, I've only got one piece. Pull it tightly, but don't pull it too tight. At this point it's helpful if a finger suddenly appears. Very handy. And that's just so that it doesn't unravel while you're trying to knot it. I just do, okay, 2 granny knots. It's not difficult. I don't really know how to make knots, so I just do what I know how. Thank you. Okay, so now you have a very sort of weird looking thing like that. And all you do now is take your bowl and a nice sharp pair of scissors that can cut easily. And you're going to cut through all the loops. Try and cut through all the loops. You'll find some, even after you've cut, there will be some. You just go back, find them all and cut through them. This is quite thick. Okay, almost. And just search through and have a look. Yeah, there's some more. There's always more hiding. Okay, now at this point, when I think I've got most of the loops, here we go, I shake it quite violently. And you'll end up with something that looks pretty bad, and you'll think that is no way a pom-pom is going to come from this mess. But it will, trust me. Okay, at this point, it does not look like a good shape. You have to cut the roundness into this shape. So let me show you the finished one again. Here we go. Hang on, shake it. That's what it's going to become. So you can see that you do have to trim quite a bit. Trimming is important. Go slow and you'll get a better shape. Me, having done this quite a few times, I'm not going to waste time going slow. I'll just cut in. I don't suggest you go quite this fast, but because I've made so many, that's putting it mildly, it makes it easier. The bowl is to catch all the bits. Otherwise, not only will it go all over you and the floor and clog up the vacuum cleaner, but it will make a complete mess. Okay, so I'm getting there already. It might not look like it, but I am. You've got to keep envisaging in your mind a ball, and you just keep trimming. Now you can see that that is a really, really easy way of making a pom-pom. No cardboard, no fancy, expensive things from the shop. Just a hand and some scissors and a bowl and some yarn. Now, as I said, whether you are using one ball of wool or 12 like I did, the principle is the same. It's just getting a large volume of yarn around your hand, thick enough so that when you do trim, now you can see I'm starting to get a decent shape in some areas that I've worked on, and other areas like there still look quite bad. But you can start to see that it's going to become a pom-pom. Okay, now there's one more thing about trimming a pom-pom, and that is it's addictive. I find it very relaxing. And there's also this thing where you tend to keep going and going. But the best way is shake it quite violently so you can see where the problems are, where it's not round. And trim. Shake and trim, shake and trim. And that is what you do until you are happy with what you have. It's quite simple. Even with children, you should be able to do it. Of course, their pom-poms would be smaller because their hands are smaller. You can do this around other things as well, not just your hand, but this way you don't need anything special to make one. Okay, so you just trim until you're happy. I'm rather fond of the multicoloured ones. It's very flat on that side, so I'll probably just keep trimming now until I'm happy. And that is how you make a pom-pom. So if I keep trimming now until I'm happy, that is going to become that. And wasn't that easy? Happy making pom-poms. It's the curse of the pom-pom trim.
I'm coming now.
When you just can't stop trimming. Ooh.
You can say something, you know.
Okay, I'm still working on trimming. Tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, though perfection is overrated. I do like my pom-pom to look nice. Of course, it depends what it's for. Seeing this one's to hang out of a tree, I want it to look good. And of course it'll be hanging upside down. I think this one is bigger than the last one. Probably because I went around my hand a bit more. Something about pom-poms, they're just too cute. And I could just keep trimming here until there's nothing left. But they're looking pretty good. My scissors are a bit hairy. And so am I.
Right.
There's a pom-pom in there alone. No, it's a bit dark.
That's it.
And there's another pom-pom.